If you're a
Hello, everyone, and welcome to an early Father's Day special where we're going to be reviewing The Green Mile and going to be reviewing Apollo 13. Now, of course, if you guys have any fathers who have their favorite movies, let me know in the comments or in the chat, and let me know if you want me to review those for next Father's Day, and I'll be, of course, shouting out your fathers for that particular Father's Day. So joining me for the first ever Father's Day special will be, of course, Master Chief 2011. He'll be doing this with us. So here we go. Switching to the scene here. All right, so man, these two movies were big, huge hits back in the day. And now we're going to officially review them.
Yes.
Now, if you're also wondering if I'm still going to do this movie for Stephen King month, I do intend to do that. Don't worry. This movie will be done. However, yours truly will not be reviewing them. Instead, I'll be having my guest stars review them. And if I know one such person, she'll want to join in immediately. Actually, wait a minute. No. We already have reviewed this movie.
Yes, you have.
But you haven't. Actually, no, wait. We both have already reviewed it.
No. You guys did it during... What was that?
Restricted.
Okay.
But yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you were the only one who didn't review it at the time because you were gone.
No, you guys, this was already set up with you and Ingot and Billy Peddle and Puginator, so it was kind of like that was already something that was already set up and done. I normally don't join. And for the people who have not been on the program before or been on his Twitch channel or his Facebook or his YouTube, Master Chief 2011, I happen to be his dad. So everybody needs to, I just want you guys to understand that this early to Father's Day special was Retro's idea. And we're now going to go up there and have some fun doing my two favorite movies. I was thinking about doing Twister, so it was kind of a toss-up between Twister and Green Mile. I still went with Green Mile anyway, just because.
So yeah, he'll be doing a solo review for the first one, which will be about Green Mile. You just heard the theme song recently. And then me and him are both going to review Apollo 13.
Okay.
So we'll start off, and remember, this is specifically for you. I've already done my review. Okay. So it'll be up to you to handle this one.
Okay, so I want to just introduce everybody for right over here for this early Father's Day special. It looks like it's Zero Supa, Oliviana, 420FTC001.
Hang on. You're the guest. I'm going to be doing it.
But let me just do it right now.
I want you to just think of yourself as a guest this time. I'm doing it.
I'm just doing it right now.
Continuing from where you left off, we got... Okay, that's actually really funny. Abbott and Costello.
Yep.
I love that. Another Twitch TV viewer, Billy Peddle, Darth Doodlebug, I believe.
Darth X Doodlebug.
Okay, I was just wondering because I couldn't tell if that was an
an
I or an L.
You need to get your glasses cleaned.
Yeah.
Didn't I leave you a?
Yeah, I don't know where I put it though. I think it's somewhere over here though. I'll clean them later. We also have Lana Ray.
Yep.
We have Ent, Puginator 2020, Rogue Girl, Shatimka, I believe. I hope I said that right. And we are Poke. All right, so with that in mind, folks, do you
remember me?
I do remember you. It's good to see you. I just couldn't read that other name. It was weird. I just could not for the life of me figure out that name. I have to really clean my glasses. Okay, now I really need to find my cloth here. Where the heck did I put it? Oh yeah, apparently my dad found this. Interesting.
Hold on. Here, why don't you keep setting up? I'll go get you. I gotta clean mine too because I can't see out of it.
Yeah.
I got one over at my office. I got like 3 of them, so I'll grab.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know where I put my other one because I usually have those. But yeah, how you doing? It's been a while. All right, so my good friends, it is time. We'll be, of course, doing the review like we always do. But, yeah, I've been doing good so far. All right, so for those of you guys who are brand new to the channel, thank you for the stars. You didn't have to today because it's your day, but thank you anyway. All right, so if you guys are new to the channel or mainly new to this particular series, this is how it plays out. There are, of course, 5 categories, each one scored from 0 to 10. And of course, we add those numbers together to get your official total. 50 is, of course, the rank of perfection that anyone would try to get their hands on. Jesus, I hate when that door. I don't know what's up with that door.
I have to.
That door's been acting weird ever since it started hitting around spring and summer.
Well, you got to remember, everything starts to go up. Humidity.
True. So unfortunately, yeah, it's that happens a lot.
Oh yes, it does.
But yeah, we of course do our score prediction. We predict what our scores are going to be. Oh God, now that it's clean, it's really hard to see through these things.
Yeah, because see, you're not used to having clean glasses.
Yeah.
So that's yours.
I've been so busy with everything, I just completely forget to clean my glasses at all. This is what happens when you're completely blind, folks. And of course, yes, I have something special planned for Father's Day. I'm not gonna say the surprise because again, my mom already has some there. Hey, Monstrosity, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Good to see ya. But
Where's he at?
on YouTube.
Oh, nice. Nice.
But for those of you guys, yes, I do actually. There's also another reason why I wanted to do this review quickly today because there is the upcoming Lightyear movie that had just released yesterday, and I was thinking of maybe bringing him along, so that way he could check out the new Lightyear movie. Who I think a lot of people know Toy Story was a huge impact on so many lives during the 90s, and yes, I'm one of them. Hell, there was even one time when I was a kid I dressed up as Woody. You would think I would have dressed up as Buzz, though, considering how much I was into sci-fi back then.
No, but you were. Trust me, you were a better Woody.
Mm.
So anyway, I was gonna say because remember, Toy Story was your first
movie I went to the theaters.
You actually went to and actually sat through. And just loved the movie. So Pixar did a really great job with the first.
And hard to
Toy
believe,
Story.
You know, Tintoy, that little short.
Yeah.
That was what got them to do Toy Story.
It's
good. And me and my friends would always say, "Hey, that's Baby Andy."
Yes,
God, he was ugly. Yeah, a lot of my friends said that. It was really bad.
Yeah.
But, however, if you think about it, that would be Andy at pretty much infancy because Toy Story would come shortly after. But anyway, we're digressing here. We gotta get into the review of the Green Mile for him, and of course the others. All right, on Twitch now.
Oh, there you go. How you doing?
Still play Siege? Sadly, no. The game has been glitching up a storm, and I have not been able to do much of anything at this point.
Who? That's what Monstrosity said.
We Are Poke is someone I used to play with on Rainbow Six until my console kept crashing every time I played that game.
We thought that it was not a console thing. It was a
game
server
thing.
It was a server thing.
For some reason, the servers would crash, and I would never even be able to play a full game. It was getting so annoying to the point where I basically said, until they fix the problem, I'm not playing Rainbow Six for a while. Especially for how frustrating it was. Even with good internet, it was still crashing.
Well, I think it wasn't necessarily internet.
It was on them.
It was 100% a server thing because I remember a time it was very popular for you. People loved doing Rainbow Six and playing, but you guys get into like about halfway through, then boom, and then everything just starts going to crap. So
yeah, he's like, "Oh wow, sorry to hear that. I hope it will get better soon." I hope so too, because if it does, I would like to go back to Rainbow Six Siege again.
Yes.
All right. What do you think?
How you doing, Monstrosity? Haven't seen you around. I was just thinking about you. Was thinking about IMing you, to see how you were doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he says they fixed it.
Okay. Well,
thank the Lord.
So probably next Friday you can do a Rainbow Six.
Do I even still have the game?
Yes, you do.
I don't even see it on my shelf.
It's around. Trust me, it is right here. I know.
If it isn't, then it's got to be somewhere. Yeah. But yes, I'll try to play. And if it's available if it can work on my PlayStation 5, maybe that might improve it.
Oh, I bet you it would. Oh, hell yeah.
All right. What is your prediction for this movie?
Which one?
Green Mile.
Oh, I'd give it a 50.
All right. And remember, this is now. Actually, to tell you the truth, this is the first time we've ever done a solo review.
I know, I can't help it. I know.
But your
dad's a pretty special guy.
All right, so it says right here, really sorry, not keeping contact. Uni is legit killing me with short assignments.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right, and I hope you are too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing good. It's good that you're still progressing forward in your architectural, goals and stuff like that. Remember when you fell asleep while playing?
I remember that.
Yes.
I was playing a 24-hour stream, and I fell asleep during the middle of a match.
Yes, you did.
Oh, no. Oh,
Okay.
God. I never thought I'd remember that one again. But, yes, that actually did happen.
So, for the 50, get back. And,
well, actually, we always ask this question. When did you first see this movie?
oh my God, when it first came out.
When was it again?
It was a long time. But what really got me into it was when I was stationed in Port Clarence, Alaska, Lower State Port Clarence. And when
99.
Yeah, so when I was there, I went up there and really got into watching it a lot. And just because I had keys to the movies, so I was able to go up there and be able to watch. And that was the one that I watched considerable.
True. So it's right here. You better wish for Siege not to give proper crossplay because I will kick your ass in every match.
We were 1v1. Okay, so
yeah, it was a 1v1 match. And I fell asleep. I still feel horrible for that, and I do apologize for falling asleep on you, but. Damn, I was not feeling well that day, as well as just doing a 24-hour stream behind that was not necessarily the smartest decision I could have made. And that was back early in my career. This was before I even had 100 followers.
I was going to say, well, I remember within the first 2 weeks you did a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, don't know why I did that. It was stupid.
No, but...
the first one wasn't because it was MLB The Show and I could do simulations.
Yeah,
I could take breaks in between, but... Not with Rainbow Six Siege or any other games like that. Those games have to be constant attention.
Definitely.
All right. So, as I told you guys before, categories are split into 5. Each one scores 0 out of 10, and of course, we add the totals.
I'm surprised you didn't put up your
because
donations total.
Oh yeah. We actually
you should put it in the upper right-hand corner.
Hey, give me a second.
Because
we actually just started doing a donation
tracker.
Tracker. Give me a second. This thing's being a pill. There it is.
And you should push it up into the upper right-hand corner. Or because normally
yeah. Here we go. But yeah, as you can see, someone actually donated $190 to my PayPal, which is for some reason that's what it tracks. It doesn't track any bits or whatnot.
No, it doesn't. No, but that's okay though. That's okay.
But for what it's worth, we're already almost a fifth into the donation drive. That is absolutely insane, and those donations were done by one person. So thank you, Thickman863, for the donations, man. That was honestly the biggest donation I've ever gotten on this channel, bar none.
Bar none. And it was at first it was 20. He did the 25, which just shocked everybody in the family. And then finally, all of a sudden, it was like, holy crap when we saw the second donation come in, and it was like, holy jeez. But a lot of times, it's not just when you go on, and I speak this for all Twitch people, for all the people that are doing streaming and stuff like that. Just going in there once in a while, giving some bits, sharing some bits. These types of things right over here, just the little things like that is what really helps people inspire to move on and to really try to give their best each and every show. Mm-hmm. So really, just the little things. It doesn't have to be a lot. People think, oh my God, I have to do a lot. No, it doesn't. But when you do have somebody that really believes in your channel and willing to put the amount there.
Oh, cat.
Oh, nice.
Okay. But
so
yeah,
I'm trying to say is I'm just not just saying it just for.
We're saying it for a lot of channels. Every little bit helps,
yes.
Especially when it comes to them trying to start a career on this. For me, this is my business, and every little bit has helped me over the years. And I've been over these almost 2 years of streaming specifically. But yeah, you guys have been a big help, and this donation goal, I'm hoping that maybe one day we might be able to try to get further in, it would be pretty freaking awesome.
Really kind of need to get some air circulation around here.
I told me to hydrate, so I'm hydrating with Canada Dry.
Well, who? Oh, yes. So, I'm really glad that everybody's on and stuff like that. Most appreciated for all the people to come on for this early Father's Day special and stuff like that. But to get back into the Green Mile, so I watched it a lot. As I said, it came
Hard
out.
to believe this was a Stephen King story, huh?
Well, actually, no. When you start coming out with like
Stand By Me
was
Shawshank Redemption.
You go up there and you find out that's actually some of his best writing. Because it really is. I mean, like when you talk about I should have did the Shawshank Redemption. I love that too. But the Shawshank Redemption.
We'll let you do a solo review on that one next time.
Yeah, but that was just
actually
really,
wait a minute. Well, actually not.
But the reason why I'm saying that the Shawshank Redemption was just a really another well-written
You already
movie.
did that review anyway with us.
Yes, we did, yeah. So, and then also you're talking about Stand By Me. That's when you, Inget, Billy Peddle, and
you.
Puginator. No, I wasn't here for the...
For the Green Mile? No.
No, not for the Stand By Me.
Not for Stand By Me and Green Mile, yeah.
You always had the three. You always had Inget,
yeah.
Billy Peddle, and
what
Puginator.
games do you stream now? Let me see. It's like in my namesake. I play everything from new to old. I've played PlayStation games, Super Nintendo games, all sorts of stuff. It is definitely... Oh, freaking damn it. Okay, give me a second.
What's going on?
Monstrosities put in 10 crunches.
Okay.
A second. I will do them right now.
Oh, look at that. So, anyway, while he's doing that, I'll go up. So, right now, he's doing Sports Sunday.
3.
It looks like he's got
4,
Minecraft
5,
and also Mario
6,
Mondays.
7.
He's got Completion Tuesdays that he's been working with working with Phoenix Fire, trying to complete right now. Lego Star Wars to complete Saga. Thursdays is Adventure RPG. Fridays is Shooter Fighter.
Actually,
and
now turn to War Games.
War Games. And also Saturday is still RetroActive's Corner. And then if he feels that he's got time, then he can be able to do other things.
Still Sauce, what are you all doing? Hey, it's been a while. Still Sauce. Damn it!
Who's that?
Still Sauce just put another 10 crunches.
Okay.
Oh, great.
So,
give me a second.
So anyway, to finish up Poke's...
we may not have enough time to do the other review.
We might. At the rate. So anyway,
2, 3,
that
4,
we might be
5,
starting up a
6, 7,
trivia once
8,
I start feeling 100%.
10.
To do trivia over at the what do you call it?
The new bar over there.
Over there, Foxhole.
New
so,
owners.
and what we might do is we might actually stream that live. So, to have fun with that.
No, Retro, I gave you 20... Freaking dang it! I had to do another 20.
Okay, how about
Give me a
this?
second.
Okay, and then we're gonna still go... everyone's laughing.
1, 2, 3, 4. At least it's a good
So
exercise.
probably
6,
on Saturday we'll be doing a RetroActive's Corner,
9,
and then
10,
we'll probably
11,
hope
12,
maybe I gotta talk to the owner
14,
and see if we're
15,
gonna start doing
17,
trivia.
18,
And we have
19,
a very unique way of
20.
doing trivia and stuff like that. And maybe what we'll do is we'll start promoting it and doing it live, so other people can be able to join in and have a good time and stuff like that.
Well, honestly, I've been working out of the Total Gym that we just got from my grandmother. So, yeah, that's actually been helping me out. And who knows, maybe later down the line you might see me start looking buff. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm going buff boys all in here.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying is, because my mom gave us a...
Still Sauce is like, whoa!
Yeah.
Good Lord. Okay, let's get to the review before they start putting in more crunches for me.
No more crunches right now. We're gonna get back into review time.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
Give me a second. I just did 40 right now.
I know.
All right, so we'll start with story, then characters, music, design, and of course the atmosphere of the film.
Well, story-wise, the story to me was a 10.
You watch football? Yes, I do.
Yeah. So when you're talking about the story of the Green Mile, it was just an absolutely outstanding story. That how it really evolved around John Coffey, but actually, when you really think about it, it kind of like he was the catalyst to all of the other characters involved. Where you have the one played by Gary Sinise, of going up there, was the prosecutor, that sentenced him, that was pushing him towards death and stuff like that. But you can just be able to see that how John Coffey was able to expect. And then, let me tell you, there has been so many people willing to go out on the limb for John Coffey. But he's the one who went up there and says, you all, like he went up to Paul and told him, you just quit on that right now. But I wouldn't know, if I was in Paul's shoes, Tom Hanks' character. I mean, I would probably be in there thinking the same thing him. He was more scared of that part of going to True Point to hell. What am I going to do when I take one of his angels? And I'm just doing my job. What am I going to say? And I really love that part of the line, but I really like how John says you just need to quit on it, and it says that the kindness that you done. And I just really I just love the story. That's the reason why I'm giving the story a 10. The story was so well written, and that's the reason why it would stand by me in the Shawshank Redemption. Every story was so well written and stuff like that. I mean, you just can't do any better.
When it comes down to Stephen King, he's made some of the best emotional stories you'll ever get to truly witness. Surprisingly enough, his horror can go from good to just absolute crap. But when you go into his emotional stories, they've always been a high point.
Yeah.
It says right here, what is your favorite NFL team?
Seahawks.
Well, yeah, the Seahawks. But if I were to say, because it's a tie technically, and it's with the Cleveland Browns. Because, I'm hoping one day they actually get to win a freaking Super Bowl for a change. Or just a championship for that matter. But the other reason is that I play Mutant Football League, and I've been with the Cleveland Burns for a total of God knows how many seasons. I think right now I'm my 7th or 8th with them right now, which has been an absolute trip. I have been so proud to be a part of this team that I not only helped build up, but it is now one of the best teams in the MFL. Carolina Panthers, nice.
There you go, nice, that's nice.
All right, now let's go on to characters.
Characters.
Sorry, I am literally exhausted right now after 40.
Characters are 10.
Characters 10.
And the reason why, let's just take a look at every person that acted in this movie did a fantastic job. And if you notice that I really like the 90s style of movie when you go in and you start taking a look at, they actually showed the characters, so you had to be on your A game. Mm-hmm. You just had to be. You didn't get this luxury of being able to slough off, because it was always 1 or 2, 3 characters in the shot. Maybe I think 5.
Yeah,
was
there's
the most.
There's Michael Clark Duncan.
Yep.
There's Tom Hanks, David Morse.
Yep.
Sam Rockwell, Barry Pepper, Michael Jeter. Bonnie Hunt, Doug Hutchinson, James Cromwell, Jeffrey DeMunn, Patricia Clarkson, Gary Sinise, Graham Greene, Harry Dean Stanton, Dabbs Greer, William Sadler, Eve Brent, Ry Tosco, Caitlin Leavenworth, Paula McColmson, Bill McKinney, Brett Briscoe, Bailey Drucker, Scotty Leavenworth. Wow, there's a lot of people in this one. It's unreal.
Well, you have to understand too is that I think when you start taking a look at the 90s types of movies,
even Fred Astaire was in it.
Yes. Oh, yes, he was. So, but what I'm saying is, if you start taking a look at all of the actors and actresses in this movie, but let's take a look at the 90s in particular. They were very, very big on...
he's wondering about karaoke.
Karaoke. Well, they already have a person down there on Thursdays, but Saturdays, one of our things that we do for people to get extra points is that we do...
a little karaoke thing.
Inside the trivia itself. So I mean, if you want to come down, it's not, it doesn't get competitive because we just don't care. It's all about, if you're not having fun, then why bother? I mean, you could trust me. There are so many trivia parts out there that people get like intensely
Completely
intense.
competitive.
Yeah, and the thing is that the whole thing about going out on a Saturday night is to have fun. You play some trivia. Either you win, lose. The way we look at it is that there's only a winner. Everybody else is first losers. It doesn't matter, the way we look at it, we have points matter. So you don't come in and you can answer all the questions. Remember, you get 5 for every right answer. You get -2 for every wrong. And of course, if you don't answer it, then it's 0. You don't gain or lose out.
Also, his favorite actor is Chris Farley.
Oh, yes.
All right, so we already know your score for his characters.
Well, well, I'm just going to talk about, I just want to make one last point about the characters. It was a 90s thing, which I really enjoyed the fact that they still put the characters up front. Characters tell the story. The character's the one that sets the tone of everything. Yes, they had little shots here and there to kind of give it to you, but if you notice, it was very small screen. Each shot was a very small screen of what was going on. And then they show you kind of a bigger, like a portrait type look. Mm-hmm. But really, it was that right there. And if it wasn't for the characters, and as I said, they got some great actors and actresses in there, I don't think it would have been really hard to pull that movie off, really.
True. Now we got to go to music. And you've already heard the theme song for Green Mile. It was the second one I played for this for the intro.
I'm going to tell you right now, the music on it right over here, I'm giving it a 10 because it complemented. It wasn't something that was over the amount. And if you really notice, sometimes in a Stephen King movie, it is very, very minimalist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was done by Thomas Newman.
Yes. It is not the music is not supposed to dominate. The music is supposed to just enhance each scene. And I really believe that the way they incorporated the music, the way they put the music in there.
He did this soundtrack for Shawshank Redemption.
It makes sense, because
Wall-E.
Oh yes, Wall-E was awesome.
And the Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Yep.
This guy has and along with Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, Spectre, the 007 movie.
Yeah.
Wow, he has a pretty interesting pedigree for good soundtracks. Oh my god, he even did The Lost Boys.
No kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lost Boy. No, it is Lost Boys. Then why does the title say Lost Boy? Okay. There's also he also did Thank You for Your Service, The Good German, Red Corner. There's a lot of movies he's done. Jeez.
Okay, I also got to introduce Road Girl, Sophia Fox 21, and Soon Amano. Thank you guys for coming into the stream. It was just another addition. So anyway, so when it comes to music, as I said, the music was very, very. What I thought was really good about the music was the fact that it went in. It just kind of, it really took the acting and it brought it up another notch. It kind of going in there and tied in a lot of the things in there. You know how it is when the actors are acting and stuff like that, but it just really accentuates it even more. So you're not concentrating so much on the look or the crying, the pain or something like that. The music helps tell the story. So I really like how they introduced that and how they put that into the movie and stuff like that. Okay.
Next, of course, is design.
Design of the movie was outstanding. 10 again. And the reason why, if you really take a look, it's what I really appreciate about movies back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, where what they did was they depended so much upon the actors to going up there and kind of sets the tone and everything else. But I also like how there's one particular scene that I know it sounds really weird. Do you remember when they got coffee out and was taking over to Cromwell's house because his wife had brain cancer? And you remember how he picked up the leaves and he smelled it? This is also where I think Duncan Green should have won should have won an Oscar
for best performance.
For best supporting, because he was a supporting cast
Yeah.
there. So and he pulls this thing up and he holds it to them in a childlike state, and it was just that. Those are the things just the little things that they were able to do when they were driving to the judge's house or the prosecutor's house, and they're looking at, you're starting to see the area that they're in and stuff like that kind of gets you set up to, at the time, the time presence and stuff like that. I just was just absolutely, I was blown away by the whole thing. But the main thing, what worked is that they were able to balance that really well, and then let the characters tell the story, let the music enhance the character's performance. To me, I love the design.
And now we go atmosphere.
Atmosphere is a 10. There's just no way around it. And basically, if you start taking all the things that I was explaining and stuff, from everything from the story, everything from all of these different things right over here, you're starting to see that back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, because, computer graphics was still coming around. Those things were starting to really come out, but really it come back to great storytelling, great way of going up and looking at, as I said, it gets back to the storytelling, and it gets back to, I could show you an easier way.
Oh yeah, no worries, I got it. Continue.
So if you start taking a look, that's and it's just we'll even and the only reason why, because I'm going to reference Star Wars just a little bit on this, and the reason why that Star Wars was so wonderful, basically in 4, 5, and 6, is because even though that they showed you kind of blips of what the world looked like and what the galaxy looked like, but it was still close-ups on the characters themselves, and stuff like that. They didn't try to make it more than what it was, except when it only called for it, so you can be able to see the vastness of the Empire and all of these different things. I was very, how would you put it, just very happy on how the Green Mile followed in that succession. And I think that when you take a look at like Stand By Me and Shawshank Redemption and the Green Mile, if you really start taking a look, and I just love those Stephen King stories, is the fact that how they utilize the older style of movie making that was really character centric. They used the music to enhance the characters' performances, but they were able to give you an idea of what it would be like in the time frame back in those days and stuff. And as I said, I think that was the smart way of going up there and making all of this work. And that's the reason why that the Green Mile to me is a 50.
That's cool.
And so I was really impressed by the whole thing.
Well, that's good. All right. So we already know your score is a straight up 50. And now it is time for us to talk about the last movie for today, Apollo 13. And I actually do remember this film quite a bit. I remember he would watch it every single chance he could get.
It is one of those movies that when you're, and I'm not going to try to, I'm just going to say from a guy standpoint, sometimes you just need to have that inspiration. You just need to know that no matter how bad anything is and stuff like that, you always come back out and you can always be able to say that this is, you can be able to work your way through your problems, because failure was not an option. You had to really think through. But Mythbusters, failure is always an option. but we won't go there. But the fact is that failure was not an option. You don't get a second chance to bring somebody home. You don't, basically in the vastness of space and those types of things. So I'm just saying to everybody is that, it's very inspiring. Sometimes when you feel like you got a problem and stuff and you need to be able to think of a way, then you take a look at Apollo 13 and you really get a really good you really get a really wonderful thing from it, you know.
How you doing, cool guy?
How you
Also,
doing, cool
who's
guy?
up for Space Ham 3? Lord. Alright, so, what do you think your prediction for your score is going to be on this one?
It's a 50. That's not even going to be close. It's one of my favorite movies. Is it 100% accurate?
Not entirely.
I'm going to tell you right now that if you listen to the actual recordings, which I have, of the whole Apollo 13, and this is how the ground and the spaceship were all playing and stuff like that, I can tell you right now that whatever you see in the movie is kind of like Jim Lovell says. He goes, you have to do that to keep people interested, or if not, you got to remember you got 3 test pilots up there, and they are just calm as a cucumber. I mean, it's like there's really none of this stuff that they portray, you know, that they portrayed on the movie, because there really wasn't that. They understood they had a task at hand, and that task at hand needed all their concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I'm giving it a 50.
50?
Yeah.
All right. I'm also going to give it a 50 myself, because this is a movie I actually did grow up with as a kid, and it definitely was one. It got me into a lot of the Apollo stuff and all the space stuff. Actually, hang on for just a moment. I at least have something here that. Where do I put it though?
What?
The Apollo box. Do you know where it is?
Oh, it's yeah, oh,
I swore I had it here.
hold on, let me find it. Give me a second.
Oh, here it is. As you guys can see right here, I actually own this. It contains as much stuff about Apollo 11 specifically, but
Yeah.
still, it's an example of how much that it got me interested in space exploration and everything. Now, of course, as you guys can tell, health-wise, I'm not necessarily the best fit for it, unless if they specifically asked me to join them on a space mission, you know I'll take 100% yes. I'm going to go with them. But but yeah, it's definitely been an interesting one to say the least. Alright, so with that in mind, we're going to start off with story just like last time and all that stuff. So let's take a look at story.
Story is a 10. It is basically showing America's ingenuity, and also absolute belief. It really came back down to Robert F. Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, JFK.
Wondering what the hell is wrong with
No,
you?
that was his brother. But going up there and be able to state, they go, we choose to go to the moon in this decade and every other thing. Not because that it is easy, it's because that it is hard, because he believed in the space program. It was Alan Shepard that went up there, that little 15-minute jaunt. They didn't even get into orbit. They didn't really get into space, but it was because of him. He said, we will do this within the decade. Now, did you want to do it within the 60s, that decade, or within the decade itself, in the 10 years? But what it did was it produced a lot of really great things and stuff like that. And take a look, Apollo 11 proved it right over here. It was an inspirational story. Now, talking about Apollo 13, is that there was a lot of things that went wrong on the spacecraft, that they had to be able to fight through and to be able to get these guys home. What do we need to do? And if you take a look, every decision that they made was going to be a life and death decision. Basically, do we make a free return trajectory around the moon? Do we try to do a direct abort? I mean, those were a lot of things that set it up. So the story was really excellent about American ingenuity, American drive. But if you really notice that the world took notice, the world prayed, the world looked at these 3 guys. They didn't care who they were or where they were from, because every astronaut represented mankind. Everybody on Earth. They didn't care who you were at. They didn't care where you were from. They really didn't. What basically is that they represented mankind. That means everybody. And so that was the reason why that everybody was praying for the astronauts. Everybody was hoping for their safe return. Everybody was hoping, because they were able to live through them. That's the reason why that I think the story still resonates so well today.
Definitely a 10 for me. Honestly, the way they managed to pace every single event out, from the scene when they launch into the rocket and you think the mission is going to go well, only for, of course, things to go horribly wrong. You feel the tension of every single moment where you actually feel these characters nearly about to lose their damn minds, being on this spaceship with each other, wondering if they were ever going to get back home. It was really a tough situation that did actually happen. Maybe not like 100%, but at least maybe 90% at least accurate.
Well, what like Jim Lovell said is that they had to make it to the point where people would be drawn into it. But even Jim Lovell and like Fred Hayes were like, well, it would have been a boring movie if Hollywood did not add those things in there, because he said you get so focused on what's going on, and we're test pilots. Our job is to stay calm and cool under any circumstances. They're trained, so it was really Hollywood that gave it what it needed to really keep people's minds captured into the moment, which I think Hollywood did a really good job. They balanced it well. That's what they did.
So yeah, definitely a 10 for me. Then we go on to characters, and
I mean, how can you go? You can't go wrong. You had Kevin Bacon.
You're giving it a 10, right?
10. Gary Sinise, you had Tom Hanks, you had Bill Paxton. I mean, just in those four alone, right?
Yeah, Tom Hanks, Bill Paxton, Kevin Bacon, Ed Harris.
Yeah.
Gary Sinise. There was Kathleen Quinlan.
Yep.
Quinlan. Clint Howard.
Yep.
Mary-Kate Schallhart. I believe that's her name.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Kluger, Gene Spiegel. Wait, is that her? No, sorry, it's Gene Spiegel Howard. My bad.
Yes, because he was the priest. So anyway,
there was also Blanche Lovell, actually.
Yeah, and let me tell you,
there was also Emily Ann Lloyd, Miko Hughes.
Yep.
There was oh my god! I just realized something. Joe Spano was in there, and he was in NCIS.
Yes. So
I'm like, holy shit!
Because you remember he was Christopher Kraft.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, when you guys take a look at like the characters, and the one thing about Apollo 13, if you really notice that they concentrated on the characters and then they utilized certain things to go up there, just kind of like the way Green Mile was. You got to remember, Apollo 13 was back in the 90s. So it was very character driven. And if you notice that they didn't have a lot of characters in one shot, basically when they're hitting all their notes, except for probably towards the end when they showed them when they came out of the descent and able to go up there and be able to communicate again. But that was just a beautiful.
Yeah, Ron Howard, who a lot of people know his particular career, is one of the more famous directors out there. And no, I'm not joking. The guy has had a long list of movies that he's been a part of, that as well as shows, actually, I believe.
Well, if you take a look that Tom Hanks, because see, first they were trying to get what is his name? Guy who started Dances and Wolves and stuff like that. What was his name?
I don't remember.
He's on Yellowstone. The Kevin Costner. He wanted Kevin Costner to actually play him, but it turned out. Now you got to remember that Tom Hanks is a huge NASA nut, huge, just huge, and loves space and stuff like that. So when they finally decided to go up there and go with him, now he wanted to make sure that everything was accurate.
He actually talked to Jim Lovell, if I remember correctly.
Well, it was more than just talking to him. He was kind of the how would you put it? He was kind of, how you have the soup Nazi. He was kind of the person that made everything. He was the quality control Nazi. He was making sure that everything, does it belong here? Does it belong here? What is the most accurate? What is exacting standards? How do we do this? What do we do? I mean, he really made that work, and it showed, because everything was absolutely done properly.
Yeah.
And that is because he wanted it. This was his time. And then he went to go on and produce When We Left Earth.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
says right here he produced. Yeah, this guy Ron Howard. You guys know him for producing Arrested Development, A Beautiful Mind, Apollo 13. He was also in Leave No Trace. Good lord, look at all these movies he's done at this point. Jeez.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, Ron Howard has done an incredible job, not just as a producer as well.
As a director.
Yep, as a director, and this was actually him as a director. He actually was an actor too, from what I've heard.
Oh no, he was an actor before American Graffiti, Happy Days. He was in the Andy Griffith Show. I mean, the whole 9 yards. The guy, Music Man. He was in Music Man.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day.
But yeah,
Yeah.
good to have him at the helm. So now let's go on to music, and okay, I gotta give a shout out to this guy. Give me a second.
If you listen to Apollo 13, you listen to the period music back in the days of all of the different popular songs that were going on. But
Here it
the
is.
scores.
James Horner.
Yes, the scores were all beautiful. It really accentuated. It made everything work properly. I mean, that's a 10. That's an absolute 10.
Oh my god. He also did the soundtrack for Star Trek II Wrath of Khan.
There you go.
He was also, hold on, let me see. Star Trek II Wrath of Khan. The Lady in Red.
Oh yeah, great.
Humanoids from the Deep. Battle Beyond the Stars. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. It also includes the 1980s films 48 Hours, Krull, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, Commando, Cocoon, Aliens. Well, no wonder he's freaking good. Batteries Not Included, didn't even know that was a movie. Willow, Glory, and Field of Dreams, both in 1989. Collaborations with Ron Howard again. And of course, let me see. Oh my freaking god! I just remember him now.
Wow.
He's the same guy who did the music for American Tail.
There you go.
Yeah, no wonder his pedigree is on freaking top. The dude is a master. So yeah, I already gave him a 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, James Horner, dude. There's a reason why he has done so much. He's also did the work for Braveheart.
There you go.
As well as Apollo 13, where he received Academy Award nominations for both films. He also did James Cameron's Titanic.
There you go.
Yeah.
But you can hear the epic parts of everything that goes on with that, too.
Oh my god, he was actually the co-writer for My Heart Will Go On. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a 10.
Well,
dude, because you see his track, you've heard his track record here, folks. That is an incredible track record to have.
But we're also talking about, if you got the soundtrack, which I do have, the soundtrack in itself deals with a lot of period music during that time and everything else. It's the way they accompanied everything together, and I really enjoyed that.
Oh yeah. Now we're going to go on to design, and
have you ever heard of the Vomit Comet? I give it a 10. Heard of the Vomit Comet? Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically it's an airplane that they go up, and that's how they did all of their that's how they got weightless train.
I have to admit though, I've always wanted to go on one of those just to feel what it's like to be in that situation.
And let me tell you, a lot of the things that they did in the Vomit Comet, as they got to the point of where even the astronauts were very, very impressed with the crew, because they had to do a lot to go up there and get the shots that go into there. So when you see them in the weightlessness, you see them in there like that over there, that is exactly how it was when they were in the Vomit Comet. So it was just an amazing feat, where if you start taking a look, there was a lot of things that were coming out and stuff like that. But everything was very period. Everything was very, very crystal clear. It was just they knew what to do and how to do it. I was very impressed.
Yeah, honestly, they also got pretty accurate with the spacesuits. Did a good job on that. They actually, and yes, I know the vessel was CG, but they made it accurate to the actual vessel, because I actually got a chance to see a scale version of it when I was in one of the space museums way back when, and it was pretty dang accurate to the actual thing. It's pretty impressive. When it comes down to the area they were set in, it was actually pretty freaking cool. They did a really good job on that. It gives it 10 for me. Oh my god.
Well,
I'm looking at more of this guy's soundtrack list. The Perfect Storm, Enemy at the Gates, Mask of Zorro and the Legend of Zorro.
Yep.
House of Sand and Fog, Bicentennial Man, Iris Radio, Bobby Jones, Stroke Genius. Jeez, what in the world? He also did Avatar. Really?
Really?
Okay. That's actually one thing I'm going to give that movie credit, was the soundtrack. I'm going to straight up say it. Oh my god, he even did the music for the 2010 Karate Kid remake.
There you go.
He also did The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
There you go.
And then, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home.
There you go.
Okay, that's actually kind of awesome. He helped with the soundtrack with Michael Giacchino.
Oh, yes.
All right. But yeah, what's your score for design?
Oh, I already gave it a 10.
All right. Now we're finally going to atmosphere, and this is where we're going to end our Father's Day special review.
So when you start talking about the atmosphere of the movie, it definitely captures, probably if you're looking at it from a standpoint of being maybe not an astronaut, not an engineer, not somebody from NASA, but if you were talking about somebody that was outside of it, the emotion that you're actually seeing on the screen, I think, is coming more from like us NASA armchair quarterbacks, in a sense. You know, that will be looking at something right over there, and yes, you would think that, yes, there should be some turmoil. There should be all of these things. But really, when you get back down to it, that it wasn't really there. But I think Hollywood was able to capture it very properly from probably how we would feel in the situation. Not necessarily
From there.
Not because the engineers were so focused on getting them home, they did not have time to worry about all the other things. You know, because they're worrying about getting their system.
That's actually
to
the
be
part
able
that
to work.
got accurate, because you saw them trying to problem solve. You saw them trying to put all these stuff together, especially how they did the filtration system, which, yes, I actually got to see the what it looked like in real life. I'm like, damn, that's impressive to say the least.
Well, you also got to understand too. It was
So that is a really interesting how they really balance stress management with unbelievable dread, but not making it a more horror setting, more like it is more of a crisis situation like it was.
It is. Well, and if you take a look, like, as I said, I think Hollywood did a really good job of simulating how we might feel.
But not
if
what they
we
did.
were not necessarily looking at it from a standpoint, oh, these are test pilots. What they did was this is where I think was the smart play, was if we were there, how would we be doing? What we be doing? So what they did was the actors had to go up there and still try to be the test pilots that they were, but also going up there saying, okay, this is very human reactions to what's going on. But just to let you know that since one of the things I did was listen to the whole thing of Apollo 13 on the recordings and stuff like that, which you can find on YouTube. And I realized that, you didn't get that from those guys. You have both teams focusing very, very hard and making sure that they were giving them the most accurate information that was being translated both back and forth. But I will tell you the reasons why I loved it was because there's always this thing, no matter what was going on, that they were going to go up there and figure it out. They did not know what they were going to do. I like how Gene Kranz went up there and says failure is not an option. He goes, I want you to talk to the assembly person that put everything. We got to squeeze every amp out of both these damn machines. You know,
much, yeah.
and he goes up there and I want this time to earth, back time spared. We never lost in American space. Sure in hell not going to lose one on my watch. Failure is not an option.
Considering that the only astronauts we ever lost was actually when they were still on Earth.
Yes, we lost the astronauts. We lost first in Apollo
1, then the Challenger, then the
Actually,
Columbia.
no. Columbia was just starting its descent. So actually,
No, Challenger was first, 1980s. Columbia came shortly after.
Well, it came. Well, I was in Port Clarence at the time.
And I was at school when I saw the whole thing happen.
Well, it was same thing with the Challenger, because I remember when we were in school, and then all of a sudden they brought in the TV. We're in math class, and I remember they brought in the TV, and we watched for the rest of the day. We watched things on the Challenger, what happened, all these other things and stuff like that, because it was a very huge moment. And
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, considering that it was a failure of one of the booster rockets on the side that can actually
Yes.
no, it was the fuel tank that
No, it was the
I thought it was the fuel tank.
solid rocket boosters
Oh.
it brought up. But what happened was it blew up the tank. When it blew up that, which blew up the shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. If you notice that, because what happens is after that blew, is stuff you saw that go to the side, but it actually took out the fuel tank, which actually took out the shuttle.
Yeah,
And
then of course for Columbia, it was destroyed right at the point where it was just at the end of its reentry.
Well, and what happened was is that
The
there was
heat
a
shielding.
It was a foam strike that hit the heat shield.
Yeah.
And as they were coming in and stuff like that, what happened is that they started getting gases were starting to come in. Then all of a sudden, you had was going low, and one other group it went high. But at this particular point, then they finally remembered that there was a foam strike that happened. But most foam strikes never did any considerable amount of damage, so they were always able to reentry. But what it did was it started a huge thing. And
They must be back.
oh, are they back?
Oh, I'm.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are. That makes sense.
So the main thing to remember is it was the fact that when it went through its paces and stuff. Now what they did was at the ISS that they went and they were able to flip over so they can go in there, and they actually did a spacewalk, and they were able to repair, on the thing, so on the underneath part. So it was pretty nice. As I said, it was really nice to see. You know?
But basically what we're trying to say is that it showed a lot of emotion from the viewer's point of view, not from the astronauts, which is the only thing that surprisingly was inaccurate.
Well, I wouldn't say it was inaccurate. They just understood that you got to tell the story.
Oh yeah, I know. That's the reason why I said that, though.
I don't think it was necessarily.
If I'm going to say atmosphere, though, I'm going to give it a 10, though.
Well, I'm giving it a 10 just because I don't look at it as it was inaccurate. I was just thinking of the fact that they still have to tell the story, because really this movie probably would not have done as well, because it would have been kind of a boring movie in a sense, because sometimes you need that little bit of turmoil, you need those things. But I think what it did was it got all of us to be in the driver's seat, and how would we feel during that. And I think that was a very good way of interpreting it, because what it did was it still kept true to what was going on, but it allowed you to be in there, and how would you act. But if you take a look, like when you can also tell that there was some humor into it, because you can always tell when it's a government operation, going up there, because nobody wanted to lose their government job and stuff like that, so they're not willing to, even some of the engineers weren't willing to take all the responsibilities. He goes, we didn't allow them to go up there and do this coal soak, da 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 da. We took the LEM to land on the moon. We did not do it for course corrections and stuff like that. And Gene had to say, don't really care. I want to know what it can do.
Yep.
And John Aaron, who was, he goes up there. We're going to have to shut off everything. He came in. I really feel bad for Cy Liebergott because he was the one that was ecom at the time. He had everything failing on him, and and sometimes you get so tunnel vision because you're trying desperately to
figure out what
those
problem
is, keep these people alive and stuff like that. So Cy Liebergott got right there. It was sometimes it's nice when you bring in your people, that people looking at it, and so really Aaron didn't have to worry about what was going on so much because Cy was worrying about that. He got a chance to see what was going on
in the broader spectrum.
Yes, and that's what worked out because sometimes when you see the things like with Cy Liebergott and everything else like that, and you kind of feel sorry for him because he's thinking that he's the steely-eyed missile man.
Yeah, actually, the crazy thing is that they actually went to NASA and talked to a lot of the original crew members from Apollo 13 and actually asked them to teach them what they needed to know.
Yep.
And it's the reason why the movie was so damn accurate to the real thing, especially for how they talked, how they communicated with each other,
Yep.
to let them know the situation, all the call signs, all of it. They made sure to get as... Howard went into such detail, and that honestly takes a lot of skill.
Well, what was funny was that they made a replica of the actual Apollo command center that people would go in, and it was so real, so like that when they were walking, they had to think about, man, this is not even how we used to go into, but it was so real that everybody was able to relive it. All the people that were there during Apollo 13 got a chance to relive these days and stuff like that. So when you really think about it, that's how period accurate they were with everything that was going on.
All right. Actually, here's some interesting information for you guys that you guys may not have known about the film. First of all, it was released on June 30th, 1995. Back at that time, it had a run time of around 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yep.
That's not too bad, honestly, for a almost 2.5 hour film.
Yep.
And according to it, the budget was $52 million for this film, and they got back $355.2 million.
Yep.
So they got almost seven times the money they originally had from when they first started out, which, again, that's a huge profit.
Yes.
And honestly, that is incredible work for these guys. They did a fantastic job. You don't really get to see that type of stuff at all. But yeah, it says, it's actually kind of awesome that, how much they managed to do all this for. It looks like, when it comes down to the command and lunar modules, they filmed inside the Boeing KC-135 reduced gravity aircraft, as he knows the Bomber Comet.
Yep.
Which, yes, that's actually pretty cool. And the real Mission Control Center consisted of 2 control rooms located on the 2nd and 3rd floors of Building 30 at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. So they actually went there. Which... This is right here. NASA offered the use of the control room for filming, but Howard declined, opting instead to make his own replica from scratch. Okay, alright, I'm gonna call you out on this one, Ron Howard. If they offer you a chance to use their mission control, you freaking take it. I'm sorry. If I was the director, I'd be saying, screw that, I'm taking that place.
You have to understand the reason why they didn't do it. Is the fact that this was a piece of history. This was historical. This is the reason why they moved it over and stuff.
But yeah, they were going to let them use the original place.
But that's not the point. The point is that they were going to be doing a lot of work, a lot of filming, a lot of things were going to happen. You have to be extra careful. You're talking about stuff that was built back in the 60s,
that's true,
70s, and as they were going through. So basically what he didn't want to do, he did not want to destroy the actual history of what it is.
Makes sense.
So what he did was, as the smart way...
But still, I would have been the one to say, I'm going to take you up on your offer, thank you.
I would not have done it, and the only reason why I would have been Ron Howard on this, I would have tried to preserve what it is, because with the cameras, what if something fell and broke, and
That's
all
true.
these other
Oh,
things?
yeah.
Then you've lost this huge piece of history.
And it's going to cost even more. Yeah.
No,
Understandable.
I wouldn't. I would, as I said, I'm full. I agree with Ron Howard on this one.
All right, it says. All right, now we're gonna look at the list of all the stuff that they've managed to get nominated for and won. So here we go. Nominated for Best Picture.
Yes.
Lost to Braveheart,
Well,
which came out the same year.
that was a really great movie too.
Honestly, it would have been a tough call. I don't know if I would have chosen Braveheart or Apollo 13. It would have been really hard.
I probably would have went with Braveheart. It was just because actually, honestly, if I was going to be honest, no, I wouldn't have done Braveheart. I love the movie, I do, but I probably would have did Apollo 13. But I'm a little biased to it though, so.
Best Supporting Actor Ed Harris lost to Kevin Spacey in The Usual Suspects.
See, Ed Harris did a. He was Gene Kranz. He really was. And he did an outstanding job. He should have won.
Kathleen Quinlan lost to Mira Sorvino in Mighty Aphrodite for Best Actress in a Supporting Role.
See, I didn't see Aphrodite, so I can't say. But
Best Screenplay based on material previously produced or published. Williams Broyles Jr. and Al Reinhardt lost to Sense and Sensibility.
No, that was another really good one.
Next is Best Art Direction. Art Direction, Michael Kornblith. Set Direction was Meredith Boswell, lost to Restoration. Never heard of that movie.
Yeah, no kidding. That's really weird.
I'm going to have to look that up eventually. Maybe we might do a review on those
I just cannot
films.
believe on how much it actually, not
Best Film Editing. Mike Hill and Daniel Hanley won.
Okay, so we finally won something.
So they won Best Film Editing. Best Original Dramatic Score. James Horner lost to Il Postino. Wait, Il Postino, what? Oh, The Postman! Okay, yeah, that makes sense, actually, because the music was done by Luis Enriquez Bacalov. He actually does a really good job. But yeah, that was one of his better films from what I remember.
Yeah.
For when it comes to the soundtrack.
Yep.
Best Sound. Rick Dior, Steve Pedersen, Scott Millen, and David Macmillan won. So they won another Academy Award for Best Sound.
Nice.
Best Visual Effects. Robert Legato, Michael Camphor, Leslie Ecker, and Matt Sweeney lost to Babe. I'm sorry. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I call bullshit. I'm sorry. I gotta call bullshit on this one. The people of the Academy have no idea what they're doing. They've lost their damn minds.
All I know. Well, Babe wasn't. I have to tell you, Babe was really another great movie. It really was.
You want to know the strange thing is, I actually don't like it as much as I used to back then.
Well, you know what it was? It was the fact that it's like this. When everybody's younger, when you're a young man and stuff like that, or when and stuff.
But then as soon as you get older, a lot of films that you absolutely loved just start looking like shit.
Well, and that was the thing, as I said, the thing is, the movie was a good kids movie. It was also one of those movies, it was definitely a 90s movies that just definitely hit all the feels, hit all the right notes and stuff like that.
Alright, now we're getting to the Eddies. Best edited feature film, Mike Hill and Daniel P. Hanley were nominated but didn't win. Then we got the American Society of Cinematographers. Outstanding Achievement in Cinematography and Theatrical Releases. Dean Cundy was nominated but did not win.
Well, I get back to the point of where it's like, Apollo 13 was a a fantastic movie. I mean, and the thing is, if you follow everything that Apollo 13, I thought did very excellent, did very well, did all of these things right and everything. But you see that happen a lot too in the Academy Awards and stuff like that, where they get stuck on something else you going over there too, and then all of a sudden, I think it kind of takes away. Not to sound bad, but I understand you have other indie films, other smaller type films that are going around that don't necessarily have a $52 million budget.
Of course. All right, now we're going on to the BAFTA Film Awards. Best Production Design, Michael Kornblith. God, I can never say his name right.
Yeah.
He won it.
Fine. Well,
For Outstanding Achievement in Special Visual Effects, Robert Legato, Michael Kampfer, Matt Sweeney, and Leslie Ecker won. Best Cinematography, Dean Cundy, nominated but did not win.
Okay.
Best Editing, Mike Hill and Daniel Hanley, nominated, did not win. Best Sound, nominated, did not win. For David McMillan, Rick Dior, Scott Millen, and Steve Pedersen. Sucks, man. Casting Society of America, or the Artios Awards. Best Casting for Feature Film Drama, Jane Jenkins and Janet Hershenson. Sorry, God bless it. I apologize for screwing up your name. I really do apologize. Nominated but did not win. Chicago Film Critics Association Awards. Best Picture, Apollo 13 won.
There you go.
Directors Guild of America. Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Motion Pictures. Ron Howard, Carl Clifford, Aldrich Lee Porter, and Jane Paul won. Then we go on to the Golden Globes. Oh, no. I have a feeling this is... Oh, yep. Alright, here we go. Best Supporting Actor Motion Picture, Ed Harris as Gene Kranz. Nominated, but did not win.
Of course.
Best Supporting Actress Motion Picture, Kathleen Quinlan as Marilyn Lovell. Nominated, did not win. Best Director Motion Picture, Ron Howard. Nominated, did not win. Best Motion Picture, Apollo 13. Nominated, did not win. So they got nominated 4 times, and none of them were wins.
I know.
Then we go on to the Heartland Film Festival, which came after. Studio Crystal Heart Award. Jeffrey Kluger won it. So, you guys can see that this movie has won awards. Then we go to Hugo Awards. Best Dramatic Presentation. Apollo 13 nominated, did not win. Damn it. MTV Movie Awards. Are you kidding me? Please tell me they... Oh, thank God. Best Male Performance. Tom Hanks as Jim Lovell. Nominated, did not win. I feel like that would have been an insult if they got the MTV Awards. I'm sorry. Best Movie. Apollo 13 nominated, did not win. Then we have the PGA Awards. Motion Picture Producer of the Year Award. Brian Grazer and Todd Hallowell won the award for Motion Picture of the Year. Let's see. You don't want to know how busy the lineup was for the vaccine. Oh, ouch. I think it was running into a nurse that's also a good family friend, and she scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Freaking damn. Saturn Awards. Wow, I usually don't ever see that. But yeah, Brian Grazer and Todd Hallowell won.
I know, but when you start taking
then
a
we
look
have the Saturn Awards.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, let's take a look at the big, okay? When you start to take a look at the Goldens and the Golden Globes, the Academy Awards, the SAG Awards. I'll just say the top 3, the big 3. But you really get back down to it. It's hard to know that here it is. You got nominated, and the blank every single time is just it's horrendous. Yeah. But it's kind of like someone saying about, you have a lot of people like in the Academy Awards that should have won an Academy Award but never did. Mm-hmm. And stuff like that, and then they wait until after they're gone to go up there, and now we can give them an honorable mention, an honorable, it's kind of like, they did a lot of great work their whole career, to go up there to get several nominations and not
Never
a win.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing that always bothers me a little bit going up there. You're just trying to say is that this person, and then you of course you got people, you know, that vote and everything else like that. And I just go up there and I still get to the point of where it still makes it hard. You know,
This is right here. Yeah, the Toronto LGBT community is being targeted hard because of monkeypox, and if I want to attend the Pride parade next week, I'm doing my duty as a good person and get vaccinated, even if I'm not one for the bars or clubs that already been exposed.
you know the thing with the monkeypox and stuff like that. It just I just find, you know, it kind of reminds me if you take the word monkeypox out and you replace it with the word AIDS, it is the storyline is exactly the same. The storyline didn't change.
Yeah.
It just you go from AIDS to monkeypox. You see what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
So what you're generating a narrative that was already used, and that you're trying to go up there and trying to distract on what's actually going on. But that's just me though.
Yeah. Then we got the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Outstanding performance by a male actor in supporting role, Ed Harris as Gene Kranz won.
There you go, finally.
Then we got outstanding performance by a cast, Kevin Bacon, Tom Hanks, Ed Harris, Bill Paxton, Kathleen Quinlan, and Gary Sinise won. Sinise won.
Yes, Denise won this.
All of them won. Then we have the Space Foundation's Douglas S. Moreau Public Outreach Award. I didn't even know that was even a thing. Best Family Feature Drama, Apollo 13 won.
That's good.
Then we got the Writers Guild Award of America Awards. Best Screenplay Adapted from Another Medium, William Boyles Jr., Al Reinhardt. Nominated, did not win.
Well, I have to say, it was nice because, though, as I said, it's a very character-driven movie.
Yeah.
And to go up there and if you take a look at the amount of face time that they had to produce on the screen, make it real, make it to what it is, pouring out everything that needs to happen to go up there and make this movie work.
All right.
I just really, I'm glad that the SAGs actually went up there and recognized that.
Here we go. Young Artist Awards. Best Family Feature Drama. Apollo 13. Nominated, did not win. And then we go on to 2005.
Yeah.
For the American Film Institute. The AFI's 100 movie quotes. Houston, we have a problem won.
Yes, that would make it.
Which is actually a real life line that actually did happen in the...
Yes, oh no, you can hear it.
Yep.
Houston, we have a problem.
American Film, same thing. This is 100 Cheers. Apollo 13 won. Alright, so now we're going to go on to the next part of this, the technical and historical accuracy. And, wow, the prop is actually pretty damn interesting. They actually made it pretty close.
Oh yeah. No, they did.
But yeah, basically, this is actually a quote from Jerry Bostick,
Yeah.
who's the flight dynamics officer.
Yep.
For Apollo 13. It says right here, as far as the expression, failure is not an option, you are correct that Krantz never used that term. In preparation for the film, the script writers Al Reinhardt and Bill Broyles came down to Clear Lake to interview me on what are the people in Mission Control really like. One of their questions was, weren't there times where everybody, or at least a few people, just panicked? My answer was, no. When bad things happened, we just calmly laid out all the options, and failure was not one of them.
Yep.
We never panicked, and we never gave up on finding a solution. I immediately sensed Bill Broyles wanted to leave and assumed that he was bored with the interview. Only months later did I learn that when they got in their car to leave, he started screaming, "That's it! That's the tagline for the whole movie. Failure is not an option." Now we just have to figure out who to have say it. Of course, they gave it to Krantz character, and the rest is history.
Yep.
That is actually hilarious. And to think that his partner thought he was just getting bored and left, only for him to just contain his excitement the entire time until they got to the car.
Well, you
don't
want to give up the ghost either. But Jerry Bostick was right. He was these guys did not have this. They just sent a person to the moon. Here these guys went up there. They did not ever believe that they could not ever get to the moon and bring somebody to land them, get them there, and get them back home. I mean, these guys were just what it was. They did not understand that you could not do something. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what the one thing that in America or in the world that we need more of is the fact that we can do so much more than what we're doing, because we get stuck in this whole thing of we need to go back for, if you notice that each individual person, mm-hmm. It was each individual person believed that they were going to do the best that they can to be able to do what needed to be done.
Yeah.
And we need to really get back to that individuality to go up there to be able to say that you can be able to do something.
Yes, it's right here that Apollo Command Module pilot at the last minute, Jack Swigert, later said this: "If there was a hero, Glenn Lundy was by himself a hero, because he walked in the room. I guarantee you, nobody knew what the hell was going on. Glenn walked in, took over this mess, and he brought calm to the situation.
Yep.
I've never seen such extraordinary example of leadership in my entire career. Absolutely magnificent. No general..." Hold on. Yeah, it was restricted. "No general or admiral in wartime could ever be more magnificent than Glenn was that night. He alone brought all of the scared people together." Hold on, I'm reading this. "And you've got to remember that the flight controllers in those days were kids in their 30s. They were good, but very few of them had ever run into these kinds of choices in life, and they weren't used to that. All of a sudden, their confidence had been shaken. They were faced with things that they didn't understand, and Glenn walked in there and he just kind of took charge."
Okay, well, let me tell you so when you start taking a look at Glenn Lundy, when Christopher Kraft, that came up with the whole idea of ground control, okay, come walking in because Gene Kranz was like, "I need to call my mentor." So he called in Christopher Kraft. He goes, "I could tell these guys were under the gun," and even Gene went up to him and says, he goes, "Chris, we are in a world of shit," and that's how it was. Now, when these guys were just ready to get off, because they were doing the cryo stir, and that's what they do is they take the super cold oxygen and they give the tanks a stir to keep it moving properly. But what happened was, when it sparked and went, these guys went into trying to figure out, okay, what do we need to do, how we need to do it. These guys were under the gun already because they were just coming off the watch after 8 hours. After a while, you get tired, When Glenn Lundy came in, now, mind you that I listened to the whole thing when Glenn Lundy took in. I will tell you right now, Glenn Lundy, out of probably every flight director and out of every controller, he is the smartest guy in the room. So when Glenn Lundy took over, not only that he brought a calmness, but what's so funny is that he was actually so far ahead of everybody else. I mean, just listening to it. Now, mind you guys, I've been an electronics guy for a long time, so 30 plus years, and all I can tell you right there, when Glenn Lundy came in, and I'm listening to this whole thing, not only he brought a calmness to him, but he was so far ahead in everybody's troubleshooting. He had to bring every group up to where he was at,
just to get him to work.
Well, no, you got to understand too. He is the older guy, but this guy was somebody that was like wickedly smart, and I mean just wickedly smart. Mm-hmm. And what he did was, and what I thought was a really cool thing, is that he was guiding everybody to go up there to try to get to the conclusions that he was already at. So instead of taking over for everybody, you know what I mean, and taking over, saying, you need to do this, you need to do this, he needed them, because he had to teach them at the same time on what they need to do, right? So Glenn Lundy was really, when you think about it, even though that in Apollo 13 that it was, it was Gene that did the last part of it, but it was really Glenn that's the one that actually facilitated all of the big bulky things that needed to happen everything in real time, where Kranz's team was actually developing how we gonna get this command module to restart, and that's what his team had to do. But it was Glenn that actually ran the rest of it for him.
True.
So it was really kind of more of a Glenn is the one that made it all right.
Mm-hmm. Of course, he said, I guess, Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Yep, we're
doing an early Father's Day thing. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
Especially since Father's Day is going to be happening tomorrow. All right, so with that said, I want to thank you all so much for joining me here. I want to thank Master Chief for joining up as well for this particular episode of RetroActive's Corner. Tomorrow, we're going to be playing Backyard Baseball 2001. We're finally getting back into this one, so still sauced. If you're still here, yes, we'll be playing, and yes, you will be seeing your boy, Pete Wheeler, come into the spotlight. Finally, after so many damn freaking weeks or...
Yes.
Yeah, almost 2 months, we're finally getting back into it.
Oh, yes.
So, yes, you will be seeing your boy, Pete Wheeler, make his starring debut for our baseball team. So, and of course, we have Minecraft on Monday, where you're gonna, hopefully it's gonna be me, Cool Guy again, of course, Jasper, aka Dr. Death, though I don't know what his Twitch handle is gonna be this time.
He's changing it.
Yeah, remember last time he said he was gonna change it because he wanted to be
right.
more, more welcoming, I guess. Because Dr. Death, you would literally think him seeing him play Dark Souls or Bloodborne or Elden Ring or something.
Yeah.
Or heck, Five Nights at Freddy's, for God's sake. But yeah, we're going to be doing Minecraft on Monday, and on Tuesday, me and Phoenix Fire are going to try to complete, 100% complete, Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. We're only down to episode 6, and any last minute things, and then we're going to go straight into his, so we can help him through his.
So Phoenix, are you you're 99% complete, is that correct?
No, I think you said it was 90.
90%? Okay.
So
well, that's going to be really good, though. You guys get to go through and then get another playthrough, which would really be good. So all the people that missed it, missed that last 10%, get a chance to check that out.
93.5%, roughly.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah,
that's going to be cool because... It, as I said, it's going to be nice to know that not only that you guys get to complete it, then you guys get to complete it again, which would be good because people need to see that.
True. All right. So with that, and of course, if you guys want to support the channel, you can donate through bits or through stars, or if you want to help out with our donation goal right here, you can donate on PayPal, which would definitely help us out. You could also help us get to that 1,000 mark, which we're hoping to do by the end of 2023. So we're hopefully going to try to go for that.
A last achievement needed is to play the arcade mode.
First to 100 points.
Wow.
Interesting.
Oh, wait a second. Is there an arcade mode?
Yeah, there is.
Really?
Yes.
Do you need that to be completed?
Well,
he says laughing out loud.
I'll do it just in case. Yeah, basically, that's basically the idea on that one. Yeah.
Okay.
You could also join us on our Twitch for subscriptions to the tier system, which there's 3 tier levels. And of course, there's Amazon. If you guys have Amazon Prime, which of course, if you're a younger viewer, have your parents' permission before subscribing. If you guys have Amazon Prime, if you don't, you get free shipping, Amazon Prime accessibility, as well as of course.
He says basically it is a way for me and Retro to get revenge on each other.
Pretty much, yeah. Let me see, and of course, let me see. Or you can join our Patreon as a producer for our channel. Alright, so, until then, my friends, I hope you all have an amazing day. I will see you all next time. This is Mr. RetroActive, signing out. Have a great day, everyone.
Happy Father's Day!